Constitution Hill will be the last one to go in, going into stall number 12. It effectively is 11 because the horse who would have been in stall 7 is out here. So he moves forward to the outside with Oisin Murphy. Constitution Hill, the last one into the stalls. That's it. They're in the gate. And they're off. Constitution Hill just took a little bit of time to get into his stride. Gambino on his outside broke far more alertly. Daddy Longlegs today right up against the inside rail out of stall 1 also really broke well today. The one who's early outpaced is Grayson Sunshine. So it's Gambino who's very keen towards the outside of Square Necker and Daddy Longlegs. Tripoli Flyer being kept quite wide, and now Constitution Hill is moving up right on the heels of the leaders. It'll be 3 wide as they go into that first turn, with Gambino pulling very hard against the rail, Square Necker and Tripoli Flyer. They're then being followed by Daddy Longlegs, and on his outside Constitution Hill. And next is Star Artist, then towards the inside Miracles Do Happen, then the red and green of Nardaran, who's racing just in advance of Mr. McLaughlin. After Mr. McLaughlin is Road Less Travelled. Next is Masked Mistress as they make the run into the back straight. Last but one is Trebienne, who's already been outpaced. At the back of the field is Grayson Sunshine, who's last of the 13. Down the back straight they go. They've got 7 furlongs to run, and Square Necker and David Egan just have the lead, and they have the rail. To their outside, Tripoli Flyer in the hands of Billy Locknane. Racing in third and still keen is Gambino for Holly Doyle. On her inside is Ryan Moore in the yellow on Daddy Longlegs. Then the white colours of Constitution Hill and Oisin Murphy racing in 5th position towards the outside of Miracles Do Happen and Luke Morris, who race towards their inside. Next is Star Artist as they go towards the turn. Then Mr. McLaughlin, followed by Dardaran. After Dardaran, Road Less Travelled, and then Trebienne and Masked Mistress, and still last is Grayson Sunshine. They've got 3.5 furlongs or so to go, and it's now Tripoli Flyer who makes a move around the outside of Square Necker. These still the first 2. Gambino has dropped back a couple of lengths in third. Daddy Longlegs, ridden by Ryan Moore, now in 4th. Going better than that one is Constitution Hill around the outside, still on the bit for Oisin Murphy. Now they make the turn into the home straight. Square Necker and David Egan take the lead, and now they kick. It is Square Necker who's going to try and run the sting out of them, but Constitution Hill is still travelling powerfully over on the far side for Oisin Murphy, and with a furlong and a half to go, Constitution Hill has taken the lead. He's put 3 lengths over Square Necker in second, then in third is Gambino. The others are now trailing in his wake. It is Constitution Hill, completely brilliant on his first start on the flat. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Constitution Hill in a rump. Square Necker was simply best of the rest in second, followed home by Gambino in third. Racing needs a wow factor. Wow, we got it tonight at Southwell. Constitution Hill will listen out for how far. It may even be double digits. The 6-4 favourite has won. But look at the wait for the second to come over the line. Eventually, it will be Square Necker, a horse who they think could well be a group horse. Gambino pulled too hard in third. Constitution Hill. Wow.
Handle most things. Great horses handle any conditions, and that was an unbelievable performance, Adele. You can see Constitution Hill a slightly bit slow into stride, but Oisin kept him wide and allowed him into stride in order to slot him into position. A little bit of a sort of fight on for the prominent placings, but Oisin managed to get him covered up nicely coming into the first bend.
Yeah, I mean, Oisin's so good at riding on instinct, and you know, you could see here that Holly, David were going to go forward, you know, so he's kind of thought, right, I'm just going to take a lead off them. Tripoli Flyer ended up coming a little bit wider. He obviously wanted to make sure it was going to be a nice kind of true run race, but Oisin got him into a lovely position around about here. And the good thing with Constitution Hill is, yeah, he was a little bit keen, but I suppose you'd want to see him travelling well on the flat, and
by the time he got into a position, he got into a rhythm.
He listened to Oisin. You know, he's a very intelligent horse. He listened to Oisin say, right, we're just going to sit here. Got him into a lovely position. He settled lovely, and to be honest with you, Megan, here now I'm thinking there's no excuses from there. He's in a great spot. He's got the horses in front of him who you would want in front of you, those that are going to take you you know, as far as possible in a race. You know, the ones that you would thought on form are the ones you want to follow. So there was no excuses from there.
No excuses at all. It looked to be an even gallop throughout. It wasn't one of those where they took a massive pull down the back straight. The pace remained pretty even throughout. It was Daddy Longlegs that showed some early signs of pressure coming around the bend. You can see Ryan Moore start to niggle away. I thought Gambino eventually settled, but did do a bit too much under Holly Doyle. Has still ran with credit.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He was probably just a little bit free, I think, with Holly at times, and I thought he did run with it. Right around about here now, Daddy Longlegs just starts to weaken. You see Ryan obviously asking him for a little.
He is literally doing a half-speed upside rivals that are now going through the gears. And it was at this stage as Sheen started to loom up past Gambino to join Square Necker. He has not even given him a reminder. Hands and heels, 9.5 lengths officially in the end. He's beaten Square Necker, who's considered potentially group class.
Listed group,
Gambino with group form that adds up. I mean, this is an explosive performance.
I mean, Oisin only had to ask him a couple of questions, and then he's basically just a passenger at this point. You know, he just pushes him out hands and heels. Just, I mean, I'd love to know what feel he got off him.
I'd say a very good one.
I think so.
I agree. I'd like, you know, I'd be interested to see how good do we really think he could be on the flat. On the back of that, he could easily be group class, but he has gone favourite for the champion hurdle. Now, winning like this, Adele, makes surely... Well, oh, my word. I don't know if you can hear the background, but the crowd is going wild currently for Constitution Hill and Oisin Murphy. You can see them coming in here now. And honestly, they are going crazy. Look at that. Look at everyone coming down to see him. I mean, he is the people's champion. Yeah. And I feel as though now Nicky Henderson and Michael Buckley have an even harder task, because he's shown that he still has the class. We know how good he is. On the back of that, if he jumped to clear round, surely he doesn't get beaten in the champion hurdle, Adele. But if
he's got to jump, he's got to jump, Megan. What
do you do? If he's your horse, what do you do?
I'm not sure, because
no splinters. I want an answer. Do you run him in the champion hurdle, or do you go, right, we're good enough to run in group ones on the flat? Could he be the next Stradivarius? Don't get me wrong, he's a gelding, but could he be the next Kyprios? Have we got a big gap to go and take on those stayers on the flat, or is he going to be a 1.5 mile horse on the flat? What is he for you?
For me, he's always going to be a champion hurdler.
So you go back?
I probably would. Megan, like I told you off air, he is bred to be great, Megan. On both his dam and his side. He's from the line of Niarco. He's the horse. He was one of the most influential stallions of the 20th century. I'm talking Justified, Deep Impact, Frankel. He's from that lineage.
All of those horses you're mentioning are top-class flat horses, and I know he's bred to be a jumper as his pedigree has progressed. But Adele, the jumping is the thing. We've seen him with some crashing falls. Unfortunately, last year's champion hurdle, we saw him obviously at Aintree. We saw him also at Newcastle. So we can't deny the class. We know he's an absolute machine, but we also can't deny the fact that he has had jumping issues.
Yeah, but he's going to go away from today, Megan. He's going to have had a great experience. He's come off the horse box. He's won. He's, you know, seen the crowd. At least he's going to go away today.
But he hasn't seen hurdles.
No, he hasn't. I know, but at least he's got a good confidence boost from today.
Guys, don't run away. Let me have you quickly. Here in the winner's enclosure then. Wow. I know, Oisin, that you rode this horse in a piece of work, but did you honestly expect everything to go so smoothly?
Yeah, Leona, he felt like a machine at home. And look, there wasn't a lot of strength and depth in that race. And if he was to continue on the flat, he's going to have tougher assignments. But the feel was the exact same today. You know, he has, for a big horse that's been jumping, he has a lot of speed, and he's a joy to ride.
Yeah, obviously Nicky told me beforehand he probably wasn't going to give instructions. Did everything go to the plan you wanted?
Yeah, it did, Leona. It's great he's getting such a reception. It went to plan because, look, it would have been very easy for me to blast off in front, but I wanted to get in amongst them and give him an idea what a flat race is like, because obviously his next assignment, if he runs on the flat, would probably be in a black type. because obviously his next assignment, if he runs on the flat, would probably be in a black type race, you know.
Okay, we'll let you go. The reception for you as much as for the horse. Let's go and grab a word with Nicky Henderson then. And Nicky, as always, is full of emotion. And Michael just come in as well. I know how much this horse means to both of you. And people really need to appreciate and see how much these horses mean to you and how much they mean to everyone else. He was unbelievable. He looked like he had the best time.
I think he's enjoyed himself. I had a horrible fright before that. You know, he has racing to go and do that for him is lovely because it probably hasn't been as much fun as it should have been. So to come and do that, he has enjoyed it. I think Oisin did, and we did in the end.
Yeah, you told me beforehand, Michael, that you were nervous, and I think there's always a pressure on you with these good horses. You're privileged to own them, and I know how much he means to you personally, but you couldn't have asked for more today.
Well, I've got to say, when you hear people like this, it just makes me cry. I mean, it's amazing. You know, Nicky's always had this view that he was a special horse, and I think today he's shown everybody, you know, he's a little bit older than most horses that start out on the flat, but he is something special, and people love him, and I love them for loving him.
Yeah. I also thought beforehand, in the parade ring, correct me if I'm wrong, he's normally really, really relaxed. I thought he looked a bit more on toes today, whether it's he's not used to coming to the races at night, the floodlights. He looked really like he was loving life.
Just getting ready for the nightclub, but he's off to now.
We've got one inside, I think, somewhere, but I have to ask, guys, what do we think? What's the plan? Where will we see him next? Has there been any consideration at home before this race? If he goes and wins by a wide margin, then what?
Well, I think as Oisin probably did say there, you know, he has a career. I mean, we probably should have sorted this about 4 years ago, shouldn't we? We'd be going all around the world.
I don't think anyone would agree with that. No.
Instead of, I mean, it's lovely, as Michael says, tears tonight, but we've been through a few tears over the last year or so, and so it's nice to be back with positive vibes, and we've got lots to look forward to. We've got lots of decisions to make, and I think we do sit. You know, one thought this would tell us roughly what we're going to have to do. It does open up a lot of doors, doesn't it? We can do a lot of things. I think we have to think quite long and hard. I'm sorry, it'd be lovely to say we will do this. I don't think we can at this moment. There are all sorts of options. Of course, it includes a champion hurdle. The only thing, he's probably not a summer flat horse, I don't know, but that rides quite quick, doesn't it? And, you know, we've not a lot of experience on this track, on this surface, but didn't seem to mind it. He's stretched out really well.
Yeah, and he's not had a hard race there either, so I reckon you could be looking for quite a nice flat race before long.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm so glad to have seen him here, and everyone on ITV Racing, everybody here on the track, I'm sure agrees with me, and thanks to you for coming here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it was lovely. Thanks, guys.